Hello fellow simmers, and welcome to this review from FlightSim Productions. Today we're going to take a look at Honolulu by Orbx. This is what you're going to get when you make the purchase of this fantastic looking scenery. You're going to get the entire island of Oahu, and these are the destinations you're going to get if you have FS Dream Team's Honolulu Airport. Not to fear, it will play well with this. I've had no issues. There is a couple of things that you do have to do, and it's easily explained within the manual itself. This is my first city scene that I've ever bought, so I was really looking forward to this, and I have to tell you, I was not disappointed. There was only one slight little disappointment that I had, and that was towards the end. I'll be showing you that. There is, for the most part, very good frame rates. There was a little stutter there. I'm not sure if that has to do with FS Dream Team's airport or Orbx scenery or a little bit of both, so I'm not going to blame anybody. And for the most part, that's the only real major stutter I had throughout the whole recording of this video. So, very impressive. We are coming up on Honolulu, and I do have the FS Dream Team's Honolulu International Airport all loaded up here, so you can see that there are no issues with it. It does come with the Honolulu airport. I'm not sure what the quality is with Orbx. I'm sure it has to be decent at the very least, excellent at the best, because most of their products are top-notch. We got the Pacific out there, and let me tell you, the water textures along with the ground textures themselves are just amazing. This is really I was very surprised at how nice this was. I mean, like I said before, you kind of expect it from Orbx, but wow. I'm just cruising in on the 737, just so you can kind of see the entrance into the airport of Honolulu. Again, I want to make sure that you understand that there are a couple things that you do have to do in order for your Honolulu to work the way this one did. It's very simple. It's just basically turning off some BGL files, and if you know how to do that, then you'll be in business. And if you don't know how to do that, it's very well explained. You'll have no issues, I guarantee it. If you do for some reason, leave some comments below and I will try to help you out and get you going in the right direction. As we're getting ready for approach, I'm going to keep my mouth shut so you can just go ahead and look at the beautiful scenery around us. And then once we touch down, we'll be slipping into something a little bit more comfortable for a review and on our way. So I'll be with you in just a few moments.
Sync rate. Pull up. Sync rate. 500.
We are in our Milviz 530 helicopter and we're heading over to Pearl Harbor. Just wanted to mention that in this review I'm only going to cover downtown Honolulu and I'm only going to cover Pearl Harbor. I figure you might want to discover the rest of the areas on your own just by seeing the quality of these couple of spots. You'll be able to judge whether you want to make this purchase or not. And right now the going price for this scenery is $39.95 Aussie, 27.25 US, 24.60 Euro, and 21.25 British pound. As we're departing Honolulu, we can start looking forward to our next stop, which is going to be Pearl Harbor. And once we visit these two locations, I'm going to go ahead and show you what they look like at night, so you can see both day and night, and like I said, decide if this is something you may want in your arsenal of scenery. Right now I have nothing but praise, so you kind of get an idea where I may be going with this towards the end. There's, like I said, there's only one thing that kind of bummed me out about it, but maybe that's just me. I mean, I'm sure most people don't even think about it. I really like how the texturing is done. I like how the land texturing is done, but I think almost more importantly how the water texturing is done. It just looks, it looks real. I mean, the land texturing of course is awesome, but they really put some time and effort into the water as well. Well, I guess you'd kind of have to. This is the only state in the Pacific, and it's also the only state that consists of islands. We are getting ready to go over Admiral Cleary's Bridge, and that will get you over to Pearl Harbor, where all of the attractions are for the memorials for the Pearl Harbor Memorial. You can barely see it from up here, but that is the USS Missouri. And what was the USS Missouri? What role did it play in World War II? Well, the USS Missouri was the one that the Japanese surrendered unconditionally to the United States, thus ending their part in World War II. As we get a little closer, we're going to set this bird down, we're going to get out, and we're going to get out the spider cam, and we're going to take a look at the objects down below a little bit more closer so you can see the detail that has gone into these items. This is the battleship Missouri, the one I just spoke to you about, and look at the fantastic detail that's gone into this. I've never been to Hawaii, so I'm not really sure if the tent area is like an eating area, or if it's just you can sit in there and take in, you know, what happened here back on December 7th, 1941. The little concrete items off the deck here that are placed where they're placed were from other ships that were sunk during the Japanese attack. I'm not exactly sure if that's where they were sunk, or if, you know, that's just all the ones that were sunk. I'm not sure if that's their exact spot or not. We're approaching probably one of the most famous memorials that is in Pearl Harbor, and that's the USS Arizona. As we get closer to the memorial itself, if you look in the water, you can actually see an outline of the ship still sitting there at the bottom of the sea. That is sacred ground. It is a tomb for the soldiers that didn't make it out. This item that's poking out of the water is a boiler system. And we are now back in, just flying over Honolulu Airport on our way to the downtown area of Honolulu. Off to our right, the Pacific Ocean. And as we get closer, we are going to see some of the landmark buildings that are in Honolulu that have been crafted very well with Orbx. They are definitely in good hands. Alright, as we're approaching the downtown area through this canal off to our right here, you can see some of the cargo ships that have unloaded and maybe are getting ready to be loaded again to be taken out into the Pacific as they cruise down this kind of narrow looking channel. You really have to know what you're doing. In front of us lies downtown Honolulu. Many of the buildings in front of us here are landmark buildings that Orbx has greatly detailed. Off to our right is still part of the shipyard. And over to our left, we are starting to see a little bit of the downtown area. There's quite a few large buildings in the Honolulu area. Like I said, I'm not very familiar with Hawaii, but this is quite a bit larger than I thought it would be. To be honest, I can't really tell you any of the names of the buildings down there, but they do look pretty neat looking. Off to our right, there's a little marina. And you can see some of the Pacific off to our right, how detailed that is. Here's another marina coming up on our right. This one here a bit larger. I'm not sure if that's maybe like a main marina that is used. Alright, as we're entering the tip of the downtown area, we're going to head into the nightlife. We're going to head into night lighting, folks. And the night lighting looks just as great as the daytime does. Don't really have a lot to add to this part of the review, as it's pretty much what we saw in the daytime, only at night. So I'm going to go ahead and keep quiet, and then once we get into Pearl Harbor, I'm going to go ahead and lay down my thoughts on this scenery. I will see you in just a moment. We are back at Pearl Harbor, and as you can see, everything looks just really very well done. The whole package for Honolulu is exceptionally beautiful, and I'm not sure if any of you have ever been to Hawaii or anything. Let me know in the comments below if this measures up to what you saw when you were in Hawaii. Obviously they can't cover everything. I told you at the beginning there was one thing that kind of bugged me about the scenery itself, and I hope that Orbx does revisit it and take care of this issue. I mean, it's an issue for me. Maybe for some people they're gonna say, oh, he's just being petty. But as we get ready to fly over the USS Missouri and approach the USS Arizona Memorial, you're going to notice that there's no lighting, and the light that you do see is actually the light on the helicopter that brightens it up. I'd really like to see Orbx change that and make that right, because it should be lit up at night as well. That's really the only major thing I can find wrong with it, but it's a memorial and it should be done right, and Orbx definitely got the daytime right. They just need to put a little love into it and make the nighttime right. Overall, this scenery is affordable. It's not a huge download on your hard drive. I do forget how large it was. It isn't like some of the other ones that they have that are like majorly large. I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. And the only reason why I'm giving it a 9 is because of the lack of no love on this site right here. The USS Memorial for... Or I'm sorry, the USS Arizona Memorial. It should be get some love in it, and as well as the other one, little memorials off to the side there. I hope you folks have enjoyed this tutorial. I'd love to hear what you think about this scenery if you have it. If you plan on maybe making a purchase soon, or maybe you just don't like it at all. I'd like to say thank you for watching. I appreciate it if you subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if that's what you like to see. And we'll see you next time. Until then, keep your head in the clouds.